I did. Jen's pending approval.
Put it in the AZA Tikvah BBG. I see that.
I like this one. Oh my god, always
No, Hudson's on the way. Danny, Darnell. I just called him and he said, I'm on my way, and I said, okay, we're starting. He said, goodbye. He's on my Hudson. I don't know. He's Hudson. The lines was in an hour. It was a nice 30 minutes. Mama's up! Still works. Okay, Claudia. Claudia, you do it then.
Yeah, stop, darling. Yeah, I guess we're supposed to like. I don't know how to light things, so Aaron's gonna light it on.
Hey guys, Brian, bring the lighter.
Aaron has.
No,
Aaron has his own.
Aaron's lighting it for me because I don't know how to light things. Thank you. Hey there. I'm Mara. I'm a senior from Tikvah. I don't really remember how this goes, so I'm just gonna start by talking about how I joined Vivio. And it was last year at Temple Bethel, and I walked into one of the rooms where Aaron and Marissa and Melanie Roloff were. They were talking about a regional kickoff, and this was like last year. And so I go in. I'm like, what are you guys talking about? Marissa's like, oh, you should come. It'll be great. BBI was great. Then you could sleep at my house. So it was fun. I went. It was great. I left her house in the middle of the night without telling her, but still, great night. Yeah,
woke up thinking she was kidnapped.
Yeah, irrelevant. Yeah, I don't want to wake her up. Whatever. And so before I came to BBYO, I didn't really talk out loud. To like groups of people and like in front of a crowd. And so I remember when I first walked in for regional kickoff to the JCC where everyone was stationed ready for the bus. I walked up to every person I could and said, hey, I'm Mara, I'm new. And it was a big step for me, but that's how I met like half the people that I became really close with, especially this geezer. I'm just gonna talk about my past, my present, and my future. Because yeah. What?
That is how it works.
Thank you. If you guys couldn't tell, I'm still kind of new. So when I wasn't a senior, there were only 2 people that I got to know who were seniors when I wasn't a senior. That's Maddie Cohen and Amelia Dobby. Because Emily Wesley. Emily.
Don't worry, I never forgot.
Yeah, that's for her too. Amelia Dobby was my big sister. She kind of met me like 5 hours before. She was like, hey, I'm your big. And I don't know, it was nice to have someone there who I didn't really know who would still talk to me and open up to me. That was really good. And then Maddie Cohen was like my roommate for everything. And my roommate at IC, and she became like my BBYO big sister. And it was really nice. You know, I hear lots of giggles, so I'm just going to keep talking. So that's everyone for my past. My present, a lot of people have been with me this year, and I really appreciate it. If I don't mention you, I still love you, all of you, everyone in Tikvah, all the boys, I love you all. For my present, the board this year, like Tikvah's board and even like Leviticus board, like you guys were really supportive and really helped me out. And I just appreciate all of you for sticking with me because I had no idea how board really worked. And B, I love y'all. Ray, we started this together as juniors. We're both from New York. So we have, yeah, you, whatever. You told me you were, so we bonded and we're friends, I guess. I love your mom more than I love you. I'm really sorry. So we started together. We became board members together. You're still going to be stuck with me. Sarah and Zoe, you guys are gonna do like such great things, and I love you. I can't make eye contact with Sarah because I'm a secret, but I'm so proud of you, and like you're gonna do such great things.
She's nice. Yeah, Sarah's she's nice.
What?
All right, Sarah, I'm talking to the computer. Hi there, I love you. Just everyone who's really helped me, like Evie, you were such a good person for me to look up to on regional board. You're always there to help. Whatever. I really appreciated it. Everyone this year who I got to know and got to talk to. I'll mention a lot of you in the future, but I appreciate you. My future is dedicated to next year's board, especially Emma Goldberg. You're taking my place. You're gonna do great. Make sure you do 2 things: stand up for the kids and help them all around. And I have your Sour Patch up here. I couldn't find lemonade, but I got you an entire huge thing of regular. I hope that that's okay. I love you. All of next year's board. You guys are gonna do great. I'm gonna come back and just be like so amazed. You all are gonna do great. A few more people I'm just gonna shout out: Steven and Marcus and Ashley and Michaela, who was such a great chair. Thank you for helping me when I needed it. I really appreciated it. I love you. All the freshmen. There was a group of freshmen who I had a shared room with, where we were separated by a door, for one of my last conventions, and you guys were just like so optimistic and like so cheery and so like excited for BBYO, and it made me like very, very optimistic for Tikvah. I only have one name left, don't worry. And my future of BBYO is dedicated to my brother, Sammy Teish. Snap! I love you. I love you, and I'm so happy you love BBYO as much as I do, and enjoy it. Soon you'll be up here and dedicating your entire past to me because you love me the most. I'm gonna miss you a lot when I'm at college, but I still love and appreciate you. And I think that's everyone. I have stuff, and I'll give it away later. And I appreciate all of you. And I wasn't here for long, and I'm from New York. 2 things you didn't know about me. But I'm so grateful that I got to know all of you. And I love you, and yeah, that's it.
Wait, Ryan.
Yeah, do I just?
By the power vested in me by BBYO.
Wait for Ryan.
By BBYO, I now grant life membership in Midwater, Canada.
Did you like watch a YouTube tutorial?
Adam, you want to go?
I'm also asking just go for it.
Danny.
No, Akon's not going.
Danny, past, present, and future. Good.
Oh
I'll pass you up the bag. I don't want. Let's try to not burn myself. This is long. I'm sorry.
You know, in that. Don't worry. You're perfect.
Everyone, please write that. Yeah.
I'm. It's crazy how something as simple as walking into a room on just a regular Monday night can change your entire life. Crazy, but that's exactly what happened to me. I made time to buy. I am a senior from Leviticus AZA, and this is my life. June 2014. I stand with my friends at Temple Bethel, signing everyone's yearbooks. It's finally over. 9 years of Jewish education are finally over. I can get away from the Torah and the creepy rabbis of bicultural baseball. September 2014. Crap. It's a lot harder to make friends than I thought it was. So, no one wants to sit with me. Everyone argues. So many friends. This sucks. One day,
Are you okay?
while trying to look like I was being social, I walked up to a kid named Noah Schaefer. That's a name you haven't heard in a while. And he was like, "Yeah, come to BBYO tonight." Him being like the fourth person who said I should. I had nothing better to do, so I did. I was met by a room full of rowdy teenagers, all shouting things during the business meetings, and I had no idea what was going on. There are golfers with dreadlocks. And I went on, and I impressed Andy Putterman, not an important person, with my song deciphering skills, and had an overall awesome time. Then I was about to leave, but a smiling older kid came up to me and asked me for my phone number to keep in contact with me. This was none other than Andrew Young, the textbook example of recruitment. He told me I have 3 meetings free, and then I have to sign up. Well, I only signed up successful, but all that aside, I want to dedicate my first part of my past to Andrew Young. Thank you for convincing me that staying in BBYO was a good idea. I can't thank you enough. I missed the first dance because just like I thought it was going to be lame. Crazy, right? Eitan goodbye and missing a BBYO event? Unheard of. When everyone got back, they told me how much fun it was, and I got jealous. From then, I remember the night when I signed up for Fall Convention 2014. My parents were like, "Do you really want to do this? It's like $300. But I did sign up, and it was a damn good decision. I remember all these crazy spirit things, fun services, meetings that hit girls, and they were all Jewish.
Yeah.
I remember doing my raise up and feeling pain in my chest like I was going to pass out. It was such a fun weekend with so many welcoming faces, great attitudes, and I knew it was a place I wanted to be. Fast forward to Spring Convention of 2015. An interesting endeavor with a Jewish girl led to Josh Freezer swinging me around in his arms. Very excited for me. Josh, I also want to dedicate part of my past to you. I looked up to you so much my freshman year, as you were social, confident, a great leader to the chapter, and you were always there to talk to and support me. You showed me what it was been all over. I remember being at Spring and Welfare and everyone talking about the seniors and how they were leaving. It was crazy to think that one day that would be me, on my way out of BBYO, moving on to the next part of my life. My freshman year, I ran for chapter board. I ran for Stoker, and I had no idea what I was doing. I think my speech was okay, and I probably screwed up the question, didn't win. It was a really good learning experience. So one day in Spanish class in freshman year, Claudia and Tanner convinced me to go on this thing called CLTC. And I was like, what the hell was that? So I had nothing to do that summer, so I signed up. Oh God, that was a good decision. I saw BBYO in a light I had never seen it before. Regions, chapters from all across the country are doing the same things that we're doing in Levit. Like, isn't that insane to think about? That was one of the moments where I knew BBYO was the right place for me. Claudia, if you never pestered me about it, maybe I would have never gone, so thank you. Sophomore year starts. BBYO is back again. More dances, more conventions. I'm loving every second of it. Then I wondered, what if I hung out with these people outside of BBYO? Boom, like that, I had my first girlfriend. As the relationship continued, she told me to apply for regional chair position. And I was like, okay, cool, I'll do it. And I actually got it, and I was now on the stand-up committee for CBR, helping with a lot of community service stuff. And I remember a specific thing. All of the Levit chapter board at the time texted me congratulating me, especially Jed Bergman. Jed, your past piece is going to go here. Thanks for showing me the power of today's programming and being just an all-around great guy. Haley, even though our relationship was a bit rough at times, thank you for pushing me to apply for the position. really gave me an opportunity to lead.
Yes.
All right, I'll just. Sophomore year was also my first international convention. Oh my God, it was insane.
Whoa.
I saw BBYO in such a crazy scale for the first time, and I was so honored to be part of it. And then a girl I actually met there convinced me to go on a summer program, International Block. So thanks, Jenny, for that, even though I know you're not in the room, you're kind of annoying. That year, I wanted to go big. I wanted to make a difference in the chapter. I decided to run for chapter staff, and I lost. I felt hopeless, and honestly, if I wasn't going on summer program that summer, I'm not really sure if I would stay in BBYO. But I did. And I vowed to be the best general member I could. International Club was pretty good. I met a lot of people. It's kind of cliquey. But I did meet one man named Ian Candell. If you don't know who he is, he's kind of important. He's the vice president of BBYO, basically. And he said, he pulled me into his office on the last night. He was like, I knew there was something more to you. After I got a Charlie horse in my life for the first time in my life. Thank you, Ian, for showing me that everything in BBYO is possible. And that you can truly make a difference just if you try. Now, junior year in BBYO. Stress. But hey, still a general member. Still trying to do my part. I steered Winter Koala that year, and I ran a program that completely went to shit. I was so embarrassed, and I remember them. I learned that I will never forget from that moment. Failure is normal, and failure allows you to learn and become better. I would never take back that experience. Then something crazy happens. The chapter Shliach drops and is running for Sagan. This is my chance. I ran and won. I was finally a Levit board member. And it was finally time to make my start. I remember my first chapter board meeting. So many ideas, so much progress. I was finally behind the scenes. I was finally in the behind of the scenes action of it all. I got my ideas together and slowly began to figure it out for the rest of the year. At that moment, I realized two very important people who I did not give enough credit to before in my BBYO experience: David Klein and David Giver. You don't even need a dedication of past, present, or future, as your impact on me is something I will carry with me for the rest of my life. Thanks for always being hard asses, seriously. Keeping us accountable and speaking up when something isn't right.
Sorry, Aton's
Coming back from IC 2017, I saw all my friends from Cloud. They're all doing stuff, helping with programs, and I was like, damn, maybe I should do something too. I decided to run for regional board. I kind of knew from my time in Levit that it was frowned upon to leave the chapter and put efforts elsewhere, but I want a new experience, and why not? I just got wax on my leg. You're best. Well, I ended up winning, and it was crazy. I won on the first round against 200 candidates, and it felt damn good. I knew I could make a change and won for the better. That summer, I went to ILTC. Wow, amazing people, amazing stuff. Enough with that. Senior year in BBYO. My last year. So much stress. College apps, regional board. I took on a massive IC role for some reason in 4 APs. Let's just say my first semester was not fun. My anxiety spiked. I would never hang out with my friends. School, college, BBYO. Never did I know that something I loved so much would kill me on the inside. Through the hell of it all, I learned do shit and get it done. Very good experience because of that. Midterms were over. IC was over. It was time to enjoy my senior year a little. Nah, screw that. Let's be the best regional playoff ever. Sarah Rosenfeld. Thank you for being the best co ever. Even though you are not in this room, I do want to dedicate part of my present to you, as you showed me what a good working relationship is like and how teamwork should be. My experience as regional shliach was absolutely incredible. From the Snapchat of artists to making services, I loved helping my counterparts improve the Judaic experience of their chapters and help their region find their love for Judaism. Now I'm here. My last BBYO event as a member, my last chapter meeting. I'm here before you today, extremely proud of my accomplishments, ready for the journey ahead. BBYO was one of the best decisions I have ever made. From skills that helped me so much, through sparking my passion for Judaism and hundreds of friends from around the world, it's been a great ride. My advice to members who still have time left: just because you're not on chapter or regional board doesn't mean you can make a difference. If you really want it, there's so many ways to find your place and make a true difference. I did it, you can too. Now, if you aren't yelling at me to wrap it up, shout outs to my present and future. Josh Appel, thank you for being my best friend and living through the BBYO journey with me. It's gonna suck not being in school with you for the first time in 16 years. Keep doing amazing shit. Josh Greenberg, thanks for being a total bro. Whenever we have crazy ideas, we make them happen. Good luck in Boulder next year, and please engineer something crazy. Aaron Patashnik, you are hilarious and such a cool and creative dude. Thanks for some fun times and being an awesome adult. Pistachio shall live on forever. Hudson Price, kind of a little bitch, but you're there for me when I need it. See you around my mom's cafe and keep being a god. You're also really good at adulting. I guess that's a compliment. Sam Turr, dude, we're going to college next year together. Gonna be lit. Danny Goldblum, you've been resurrected. Welcome back to the chapter, and good luck in Missouri next year. All right, now on to my future. Zach Tic Tac Kate. Keep being you. Schooling and booking it all. Keep on being you, and I know you'll do great next year. Jacob Hers, you the man. Get that money next year and keep being you. Brett Lubliner, you're a big boy now. Show the region who's boss and leave the bit well. Sam Diamond, please stay. Oh wait, no. That was fun. If you were a city in Connecticut, you would be Bridgeport. Yeah! Have fun next year. Really great job this year. Yeah. Goodbye. Please stay on board longer than last year. I want some nice footsteps to follow, and so if you want to use them, they're there. As I said in my Good and Welfare at RLTI 2017, my BBYO experience began in this chapter, and it sure as hell is ending this chapter. Thank you all for getting me to where I am today. And without this amazing chapter, who knows, maybe I would still be just a little bit more awkward. Fraternally submitted with an undying love and dedication to KU Akidosha AZA, Kifar number 1818, Kifar AZA, Pakistatan AZA number 6969420, Shower AZA number 0069, the Beta Theta Cicada, Connecticut Valley Region number 17, the Grand Order of the Al-Asadi Aleph, and finally, and most importantly, Leviticus AZA, chapter 2387, I forever remain Aleph Eitan Jacob.
By the power vested in me by the BBYO, I now grant you life membership.
Yay, Eitan! That's my
Danny.
We are. Oh, I'm so confused. Can you like see the face? When we were in the division, it started.
Go ahead.
I didn't.
Yeah. How do you do that? Hudson?
I don't know what to do with the wax. I'm like,
Let's get it going.
Seriously, Al? I'm just kidding.
I'm Danny Goldfoot for those of you who don't know me. This is my first year doing BBYO, surprisingly.
Darn it.
So it's not going to be nearly as long as 8 months. I don't have much of a past because, like I said, this is my first year. But the person who actually introduced me to what BBYO was Ezra Hurwitz. I went to Sorry, Margaret. But yeah. So I'd like to, I guess, dedicate some of the past to Ezra because he's the one who showed me what BBYO was, and there's no way in hell he's watching this though. So thanks, appreciate it. Also, I'd like to dedicate it to Zach Radin because last year I did a friendship circle with his younger brother Daniel. Love the guy. I love both of them. They're great. I love that family. And he also told me a little bit about BBYO. Not much. And so I'd like to dedicate the rest of my past to him. So then on to present. So I was on board this year. Thanks, Ord. So I'd just like to start with Appel. He's the first one who told me that this position was open and that I should run. You've always been a good friend to me. You've always been a close friend since day one at bicultural. Thank you for telling me about the position and helping me out and stuff with the position because you were there last year, I think. Okay. Sam. Yeah, that is you. Congrats. You know your name. I'm surprised. But at school's been a blast. It's been just so much fun. We like to, enjoy our one hallway and chill with Giver, and that's about everything that happens at school. But also, you also told me that this position was open, and you also pushed me to run for it, and I also probably would not have gotten involved this year, not BBYO in general. So, thank you.
He dropped the fire.
Right. 5 seconds.
Buddy, we've been going to school for a while. I just like to reiterate what Ethan said. You're a cool little bitch. But yeah. Aaron, I've gotten to know you a lot this year. You're really chill, dude. Relax. You guys are next. I've gotten to know you pretty well this year. You're a really cool dude. I've really enjoyed hanging with you. And Marissa and Claudia. I'm gonna see you guys together. Yeah, package deal. I never really talked to either of you, even though before BBYO, even though I went to school with Claudia. But now that I've actually started talking to you guys are pretty cool.
Take it.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
Greenberg. We've known each other for a long time. We've known each other. We knew each other from preschool or something, and then we stopped talking for like most of our lives. But actually talking to you again, it's been really nice. You're a really cool dude. Yeah, I'm saying that about everyone I think. But, yeah. Eitan. Hey, buddy. We also went to like cultural together.
Me too.
Oh my God, yeah. We've always been a good friend. Back in the middle school days, we chilled a lot. I remember good times, and then we didn't talk so much when he went to West Philly. You really involved me in my own stuff, and I was not doing so. But getting to actually talk to you again and just being able to hang with you again has been really nice. To my Mara, it's been.
Oh God!
All right, so I'm gonna revoke.
Yep.
And to the rest of the seniors, it's been really great getting to know you guys. Talked a lot, some more than others. Sorry. And yeah, and also to the bit board. It's been a time. It's been fun. But now for the future, I'd like to start off with my little brother who's currently not here to see that little 8th grade graduation party.
Oh, those BCDS parties are popping.
I hope you get involved more. I know you come to a few meetings, and I know that's about it. And I know you're a busy kid, but I want you to get involved more. I think you will. I think it's great here. And then to Zach Kite, start there. I've gotten to know you a lot this year. We've hung a lot, and I really like your music taste. And and showing with you is always just a good time, especially when Brady tags along. And I'd like to start by dedicating my future to you. And then Oren. Hey, buddy. I'd like to yet again thank you for opening the door to get me to this organization.
Rub it in.
A little bit. Yeah, and Brett. You're doing great as you know. I know it. I've also hung along with you this year, gotten to know you pretty well. APAC. What a time. Oh, God. Yeah, that was crazy. Yeah, remember when you tried to order wings?
I don't want to hear about that.
I really went to Chipotle.
I do remember.
Yeah, remember when they
We didn't leave.
Remember the monuments?
No.
I know.
So,
That's so funny, you
That
know.
was always a good time. Yeah, I've enjoyed hanging with you. Sam Diamond. I had no idea who you were when I first came in this year. I didn't, and I really got to know you because I do have to sit next to you, or did have to sit next to you during the meetings. But I started talking to you a lot. It's been a ton of fun. You're a really cool dude. Of course, again. But everyone. Hersey. Some quality programs. I know because I've had a lot of previous experience with them. But yeah, from what I've heard, it's been really, really great compared to other years, and I had a ton of fun this year. The Herman twins. I know you guys are gonna do well on board this year. Enjoy the hallway next year with my beautiful face and Sam's setting beautiful face there.
Stop dropping.
Say hi to Jackie for me.
Jackie.
Also, quality time at Jewish Hallway of Connecticut. It's always fun. You're gonna do great as mods with that next year, I'm sure. Okay. To the rest of the young kids out here, especially for example Jeremy Young, be sure to come to our stuff, unlike I did. And yeah, BBYO has been a ton of fun. And also shout out to Giver at school and Klein. With a position I had no idea I was doing it. So fraternally submitted with undying love and dedication to Leviticus AZA chapter 387. I forever remain all
Yeah.
Our destiny by the UIL, I now grant you the right membership in the Bible.
Second time.
Before the next person goes, as I told you to say that, you promised me that a little bit.
Okay, Ryan, coming from you, Ryan.
It's like an hour and a half.
30 minutes. However long
This is why I want to learn.
Okay, someone go quick. Yeah. It's not yet there. Do you want to go? Okay, Adam's gonna go.
Aaron,
Yeah, but.
this is why I wanted to start at 6, just in case. This is why I wanted to start at 6.
Yeah, we're not gonna be here. Okay, let's go.
Oh yeah, hit him with the warm us up.
Okay, be quiet. Brett Lubliner, that means you.
So those who don't know me, I was so I want to dedicate my task to like two people mainly. First one is Andrew Young. He was the one who literally found out my contact information from my house. And what? And Lily told me to come, but it was like the best thing I ever did. Then I want to dedicate it to Jake Lateway. He's an interesting guy. I just remember this one time at I think it was his last convention or something. We were doing wake up and I kind of accidentally punched him in the face. Somehow, I don't know how. And then another person they get into is Ian Campbell. He was funny. Always made me knew how to make it up. And yeah. Then my presents, I want to dedicate to both episodes. They really got me more into it than last year. And Aaron, you're a pretty cool dude. And thank you for making this funnier. Yeah, Austin, you just one of my really close friends here, and running shows with you every year was really amazing. Then future Sam Teich, he brings that enthusiasm to be wild. It's just, I love it. Then the one who, I don't know where he is.
Jerome could not make it.
Well,
I'll let him know.
we didn't do a lot. We went to the Navy for about 2 years. He's a really nice man. Yeah. Well, Andrew, good one. We lived around the same neighborhood that I was my whole life. Showed up, hung out, I lived in the yeah, that's pretty much it. Fine.
By the power of the neighbor, you can know, and resident you like membership.
It's Giles.
Okay.
Guys, it's Giles' turn.
Thanks, Jacob.
You want to count it?
Okay. Don't worry. Yay! I have my A5 too. Okay. Hi guys.
Where's Leron?
I don't know.
guys.
Hi, Elle.
So, well, I know really most of you, like the vast majority, but just in case some of you don't know me. So, my name is Yael, and I'm 25 years old, and I came from Israel 2 years ago to the Stanford community. And my job as an emissary at the JCC is to bring Israel to the community. And so I work a lot, mostly with adults and some kids. And my only really monthly basis or weekly basis time to see teens is two things. My Speak Up for Israel program, which is an advocacy program at the JCC where I see teens. Well, a lot of them are from BBYO, and then coming to your chapter meetings. So in the last 2 years, as much as I could, even though, and I told Marisa that before, and Tyler knows, it's not in my job description. It has never been to come to chapter meetings, to attend Tikvah chapter meetings. And every free Monday I had, I would come and just sit and listen and attend those meetings. And so I had those two kind of things to see teens at, my Speak Up for Israel and my BBYO. So I'm going to speak a little bit about that when I do my past, present, and future, which Marisa explained to me in a minute yesterday. So I hope I do it well. So the past one, dedicate each part to some people, right?
Yeah.
So the past one I will dedicate to Maddie Cohen. So we don't know each other very well, but I did attend a lot of the meetings last year, and Maddie. So I had my Speak Up for Israel group last year and this year with different teens each year. And last year I came to BBYO and I met the girls for the first time, and Maddie was always like full of spirit and fun and outgoing, but I didn't have her in my Speak Up for Israel, and that was her senior year, so I kind of missed the chance to get her to my program. And she got me my ice sledding thing, the sled. We don't have snow in Israel, so I was very excited about that. So I think that's a good reason to dedicate the past one to Maddie. The present one, I would actually, it's really hard for me to not connect this whole thing to Israel. You know, a few years ago, I finished my army service. Thanks, you've saved my speech. I finished my army service, and I really in the IDF, in the Israeli army, and I had no idea of the fact that teens in the States meet twice a month and do what you guys do here. You really have no idea. Like, you sit here and you chat and you laugh and just watch you guys and what you do here and how you at least maintain whatever it is you maintain. For each of you is a different thing that keeps your either Jewish identity and love to Israel and to who you are. For me, something that is really priceless. So I don't even know how I got to it, but I wanted to say it. So I would dedicate the present one to my Speak Up for Israel teens that attended this year and are senior. Danny, Eitan, Sam attended last year, Claudia, Aaron, and Hudson. So, yeah.
Isn't it last year?
Yeah. So you're the OG. So they were my first Speak Up for Israel. I didn't say if they were the worst or not. So,
just because you sold a Locksbox to our representative,
yeah,
the worst.
that might take that. So I wish you guys all really the best of luck in college, and don't forget that if you ever end up in a situation you need to speak up for Israel, I hope I gave you the tools, and if I did, and I'm happy I did. I would also add to the present, I want to add Marisa, because Marisa, you're so busy, and I couldn't get you to my Speak Up for Israel, not last year and not this year, but coming to the meeting and seeing what a great leader you are at this age. It inspires me every day, and I think about myself when I was your age. I don't think I was what you are today, and it just makes me proud, even though, you know, I think I would thank you on behalf of all of us. And future, so I'll take my future, so those who attended Speak Up, I also want to add Sarah and Zoe, because you were my first two RSVPs to speak up next year. Yeah, right? With the next shlicha, it's not going to be me, it's going to be the next person, but I know she's going to be happy. So I also want to add Jacob, also happy birthday. Evie, Shira, you attended our meeting even though you didn't have to. So, because you were in a good, representative, and you came, Brett, with your suit. I would never forget the suit. And Rachel also, and you're the Nasia, which was also an amazing. So really, you guys are amazing, and just seeing what you do here and spending the last 2 years in Stanford, coming here again and again, even though it's not something I have to do, has given me a lot of pride and inspiration. And I would say that, on behalf of me and my tiny country of Israel, we love you. I love you. And I wish you all really the best. So submitted with undying love and dedication to Tikvah BBG. 1, 2, 3, 3. Yes, Stolarski, don't cry. We're not crying.
I'm not. Yeah!
Wait, Ryan.
By the power vested in me.
She never lit her candle.
Start over.
I was so busy.
It doesn't count.
Here, now it's there. Thank you so much.
Oh!
Gal, you're breaking all the rules.
Oh, I didn't know.
Yeah!
Yeah, now.
Now I do.
Yes.
Now you vote.
I was
By the
saying,
power vested in me by the I now grant you the membership. Let me blow out your candle.
amen. No, you were your soup.
Perfect. Don't throw fire.
Scream at fire.
So, is it just like
before I start, I'll dedicate my past to people. I just want to talk about two specific people to dedicate my past to. Getting me to come to meetings was definitely a hassle. I really did not want to be involved when I first joined, which is really, it was a big mistake now that I look back at it now. But Jordan Rastigar and Jacob Appel really pushed me a lot to come. Jordan was my neighbor, so I never had an excuse not being able to come because I didn't have a ride. And I was always hanging out with Josh, and Jacob would always hound me. And, really, I wouldn't say he picked on me, but he kind of bullied me into coming a little. And I guess I could say I'm thankful for that because did a lot of fun. Just to add to that list, Deron Andrew Young, Josh Freezer, Jed, Noah Zussman, Gil, Zach, Max, Jake, and Yin. You guys all had a really, really, really big, I guess, role in me staying involved and getting more involved as I aged through the chapter, I guess you could say. I don't know if I'd be sitting here if it wasn't for you guys. For my present, I'll start with Appel. I guess I'm always talking about you. We always seem to do things together. And Danny said you guys have been friends since day one, but I've been friends with you since like day 60 when you pop out of your mom. I pop out. That's it. I'm gonna go a little off script here. We were really close at that cultural, and I think after we graduated, we became a little distant. And then we started talking again, and we really started hanging out. And I really enjoyed your presence and everything you bring when we hang out. You're funny. You're a blast to room with that convention, and thank you. Aaron, we've been hanging out a lot more. I'm really happy. You and Josh always seem to end up at his house for some reason. At least once a week. You're awesome to hang out with. And I'll never forget the time I woke up in a bed with you and Andrew. Eitan, I thought I was going to get away from you, but we just spent the next 4 years with you. Really excited, and I am excited to spend the next 4 years with you. I hope that we stay close and that we can hang out with the same people and still be friends. Greenberg, I don't don't know if you remember this, but we used to go to Hebrew school together. And it wasn't a lot of fun, and besides that, we never really hung out. And I was kind of always a little disappointed that we never hung out because Hebrew school was really boring, and you were really the only guy that I talked to there. So thanks for that, but I'm happy that you came back and you were active this year. And I think you weren't on board, you helped out in a lot of ways, in more ways than people normally do. And I'm happy for that. Danny, I'm happy that you came back this year. Josh and I really had to push you to run for board, but I think it was the decision. Done a lot this year, done more than I did. So yeah, there's that. School wouldn't be the same without you. And it's a wreck. It's an experience. You ever want a story? Hi Marissa, Claudia. I guess I'd also say both of these boards that are up here and everybody that's sitting here, that was great. It's been a lot of fun this year. For my future. So because Zach, hang out a lot. We kind of text over the years, but that's you're gonna do great things. What you're doing, how you're gonna do next year. Brett, you're crazy. You're so funny. You're obsessed with queso. And don't change. You really are dedicated to this organization and you're doing great things. Oren, now, you have a nice day. You're going to do great things too next year. Stay involved. The Herman boys, I get to see you guys every single day on the bus. You do my Hebrew homework for me. I don't know what I'm going to do without you guys next year. But thank you guys for being awesome this year. I know I pushed really hard to come to the meetings, but I hope it paid off. Jackie said the same thing to me the other night. She said, and then everybody just shouted out, you guys do have one job. You have to promise me, you have to make sure that my brothers stay involved next year. You're actually studying for finals right now. Studying. So get them involved next year. You don't have to study for the test. And then Giver, and I know Klein's not here, but you guys are really awesome. Giver, I can go to you for anything. Actually, anything. We met the Zodiac Killers together. It's been a really fun year. I'm going to miss you. Paternally submitted with an undying love and dedication to Leviticus AZA Tikvah BBG. I forever remain all of Sam.
By the time that's renewed, I now grant you your life membership.
Yes, Sam.
Thanks.
No problem.
It's good. I just
Yes.
For the one viewer?
Yeah, perfect.
Okay, that's weird.
Oh, you have.
Maybe one,
Yeah. Gotta hold that on the button.
Aaron, you're doing mine. I feel like we do this a lot. I feel like you're doing my hands I feel like you do this a lot.
That was my call.
For those of you who don't know me, I'm from Tikvah BBG, number 1, 2, 3, 3, as they call it. So I joined last year when I moved to Stanford, and BBY has just been like a really know people in this community, and I feel like without it, I wouldn't have known as many friendly faces, and I probably wouldn't have been like this Jewish, I guess. I like kind of really, really disconnected from like Judaism since like my bat mitzvah, and I was like out of
Jewish school, whatever. But so I kind of want to dedicate my past to the people who kind of convinced me to join. And last year, seniors, the board the year I joined, who recruited me, and my big who helped welcome me into the chapter year. So number one would be Maddie Cohen, who's just like been a huge inspiration for me since day one, the kind of person that I want. Then I kind of took over her board position, which was just really cool. And she's just been like always like, even though she's in Boulder, like she like always answers any questions I have when I text her and stuff.
last year. I didn't go to any regional events, but I was certainly at the meetings, and it's mainly because I don't know, like our chapter and our kind of Stan Vegas is kind of special. I don't know, and I personally don't prefer the regional events, so that's why I haven't been there. Sorry, Tyler. It's not. But yeah, so that's just kind of to address that. I know a lot of you know that, but I do my own thing. My present, so Aton. Yeah, Aton. Aton and I have known each other since preschool, I think. Yeah. I remember the first time I actually remember the first time going to his house. And like I apparently knew him before, or that's what my mom told me, but then like I was going to meet him, it was a good time. Good luck at UConn, and I certainly don't want to disconnect from you, so I'll be visiting. Definitely.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've known Josh for a while, probably since preschool around, yeah. But I didn't really get to be good friends with Josh until high school, and we've had a lot of good times, rock climbing, stuff like that. And I hope we do more of that in the future. Tomorrow, maybe. Hudson. Hudson's been a friend of mine, especially certainly this past year. We've gotten a lot closer, and Hudson's a really cool dude. And I do have to apologize because I feel like a lot of Hudson's a bitch and all that. I feel like I kind of started that. And I mean, it's not that funny. I feel bad about it, and Hudson's actually he's a really nice dude, and he gets to know. I really appreciate him. Also, he's got Gatorade shoes on. Just so you know. That's that point. I'm gonna speed this up a little. I don't want to rope people together, but I guess I have.
Yeah, I'm right here.
All right. All right. So Sam, Danny, Aaron, and Adam. These guys, or at least these guys, I knew, but I wasn't really good friends with until this year, and we've had a lot of good times at meetings and stuff like that. So that's all I gotta say about that.
Yeah.
I know, I wouldn't say I've gotten really close. I don't know. But I attribute that to my awkwardness. But I've had fun.
Yeah, PG.
So Klein and Giver have certainly been role models for me, and I've been able to ask them questions and be able to talk to them. And I would encourage our members to certainly reach out to them if they have any questions or anything. It's good to get along with your advisors, and it's certainly made it a better experience that I've known my advisors. To give an example, I was pretty nervous at public speaking back when I was a freshman. I sought Klein out, and I kind of asked him, like what tips do you have, and he kind of led me in the right direction. I feel like I can speak I remain forever, Olive Joshua Greenberg.
I guess this counts. By the power vested in me, I do who I am, I now give you your life starship.
So, Josh.
Okay, so my BYO journey started off like kind of weird. I guess if you know me, you know I've been dancing my whole life, and I was like really into it, like middle school through like 10th grade, and so I was dancing all the time, and it kind of like took up all my life. Don't do that. And I had class on Monday, like in the time slot where we have meetings. So my first event, like ever, was fall convention. I had never been to a meeting, which is like crazy to do. But Maddie J and Shayna Lubliner and Hannah Katz convinced me to sign up. And I knew that Claudia was going, and I knew that all of my friends were going. And so I went. I had no idea what to expect. I was like super like freaked out the whole time. There was a lot of yelling, a lot of screaming, but I loved it because it reminded me of camp, and I love camp. And we kind of had like this like freshman like going on for a little while. It was like me, Claudia, Marissa, Melanie, Erica Schalson, Kayla Schalson, Eshe. Like there were so many of us, and it was so much fun. I knew I had to keep coming back. I like stopped being able to start coming to meetings and stuff. And the people who made me want to keep coming back, like I said, were Shayna Lubliner, Hannah Katz, and Maddie J. Even though they like didn't know me that well, they like every time I showed up at a meeting, it was like we've been friends for like a really long time. They always came and like gave me a hug, and it just made me feel really comfortable. And I hadn't like experienced that a lot, I guess, like in my life other places. And I want to kind of like thank them for like allowing me to kind of like be more comfortable and like bigger sit around like people I didn't really know, because they used to freak me out so much. But now I feel like I can walk into a room and just like be myself, and it's like okay. And I like didn't realize that until I was like writing out this letter right now. So that's my past. For my present, first of all, Claudia, we were like friends when we were younger-ish. Like we knew each other because we're Jewish. We live in Stanford. That's how it goes. And then we got to high school, and I knew that she like loved BYO, and I was like, well, Claudia's cool, and I want to be friends with Claudia, so I'll do BYO too. And then I got to know her, and I realized that she wasn't cool, and I was just so like that's how Claudia and I became friends, and like wouldn't be as like good friends as we are without this organization. And thankfully, I don't have to spend the 4 years with her. That would be awful. I'm really excited to like be going to college together. Originally, when I like was applying to college and stuff, I was like, I want to go where no one's going. I want to be the only one. I don't want to know anyone. I just want to start over. But then, like when Claudia committed, I committed like a couple weeks later, maybe like a week later. I was so excited to like be going to college with someone that I knew, and we talked about this. Like if we're ever like having a problem, or are you laughing?
No, I just think it's cute.
No, seriously.
No, Aaron's
an
animal.
And we talked about this, how like if we're ever having a bad day or something going on those first few weeks, we know that we can call each other and like we know each other really well, and it's just gonna be so nice to have someone there who like knows me and knows who I am. And it's like really important to me, and I'm really happy. We've already planned out, we're gonna see when our schedules sync up, we're gonna have lunch once a week, and it's gonna be really fun, and I'm really excited. We're gonna do Jewish things together. It's gonna be great. All time? Yeah. And so now I'm gonna. It is rolling. And so now I'm gonna move on to Marissa. Even like more so than Claudia, we really would not have been friends if it like weren't for this organization. of it entirely separate worlds. You like don't inside this. But you're such an amazing person, and you're so like strong and like such a leader, and that like really inspired me. Like I knew you were on board like 1 year before me, and I was like part of the reason I ran for board going into my junior year was so that I could kind of like spend more time with you and get to know you a little better, because I knew you were such an amazing person. I just like I wanted to get to know you more. And then last year on board, also with Ray and Mara, it was like a really, really amazing experience, especially because okay, the first time I met you guys, I thought you were freshmen because you were really small.
Yeah.
And so I went up to you and I like introduced myself, and like I didn't know that like Ray went to West Hill because we didn't have any classes together in junior year. And then fast forward to now, we're like great friends, and it's just I still think about that sometimes. So I like walked up to you and I was doing that like freshman pitch thing.
I thought you were a senior. So.
I was a junior. It's just because I'm tall. But it's like it's crazy to think how like we've only known each other for a year, yet like we know so much about each other, and I know we'll always be there for each other. And it's just like I think it's really cool how this like how this organization brings people together. And then I have on the list under present Robin in the bathroom. Because we did that. We ate Kalah. In my last convention, we stayed up till 3 in the morning, locked in the bathroom. Not locked, like locked, but like we chose to. Eating ramen and other exciting activities involving that. And that was like my last convention ever, and it was just like one of those things that was like really weird if you weren't there, but like I'll remember it. Like I was like it was really weird. I'll remember it as like my last convention for a long time because of that. And it was just we like laid on the floor and we were just like talking about like our lives and like stupid stuff. It was just like it's a good memory. Like it'll always like when I think of you, I also do that. And so that's my present. For my future, I have a big list of people, but I'm gonna start off with my sister. She's not here; she's studying her finals. But we argue a lot. Like we didn't have like the best relationship ever until oddly enough, like I started driving and we were in the car together all the time after this year. And I know she thinks I don't notice, but like she cries a lot about for college. And it's really cute, and I love her so much. And I know that if she sticks with this organization, which I hope she does, she's going to do such amazing things. And I'm really going to miss her a lot next year. Even though we fight so much, like I love her so much, and I really hope that she sticks with this organization, and I hope you guys make that happen. Please. And then I'm going to move on to Rachel, Charlotte, and Evie. I love you guys so much. I see you guys doing like such amazing things even beyond UIO, like in college. You're so, all three of you are like so motivated, so dedicated to everything you do. You've been amazing friends to me and just to a lot of other people in this organization. And I'm gonna miss you a lot next year. I'm gonna miss like just like our like funny like talks and like weird inside jokes that we have. Me and Charlotte, we share a lot of husbands. We're married. It's okay. And I don't know. I'm truly gonna miss like our like even though like we don't see each other all the time, like we do see each other. It's just like it's so natural. It's like we've been friends like our whole lives. I'm gonna miss you guys a lot. And then to Molly Kirkus, I'm so happy she's on board this year. I don't think she's here, but I hope she gets better. Yikes. Okay. I love her so much. She's like one of the smartest people ever, and she probably doesn't know it. And I can't wait to see what she's gonna do next year. And then to I guess like Sarah and Zoe and like the rest of the new board that's coming in. You guys are like such a talented group of people. And I know I keep saying this, but you're all so motivated. And like at this point in my life where I have like literally zero motivation left in my body, I admire you guys so much. And I just like, I can't wait to see like in the Facebook group, like what you guys are posting, like all the milestones you guys are hitting. And it's like really exciting for me to kind of like see that. Cause I feel like you guys are like my children, which I know is like we're not that far apart in age, but I love you guys so much. And lastly, I just wanted to say something to Cindy and Lauren. Hi. I love you so much. I feel like you are like me, like at like your age. That didn't make any sense, but like I love your hair. I love you, and you are just such a positive person. You are such an amazing person, and I really hope that you continue to stay involved in this organization because we need people like you. Just like be positive and be amazing. And I love you so much. And I love your hair. Please. I love her hair so much. I mean, no reason, not to relate. But I love you so much, and I'm gonna miss you. And that's it. I think I touched on everything I wanted to say. I don't know. I feel like I'm forgetting a lot of stuff, and I'm gonna get home and I'm gonna be like, shit, why didn't I say any of that? Oh, sorry. I told you I was gonna curse this. So submitted with undying love and dedication to Tikvah BBG number 1, 2, 3, 3, and all.
There's a fight.
Sorry. My bad.
I was named after his sister. Fun fact.
Thanks, Hudson. Greenberg. Josh.
Okay. So this month has been full of a lot of endings, not really many beginnings. But I had my last ag banquet, my last Boy Scout event, my last track meet, and now my last BBYO meeting. So I'll throw it back to the beginning, my first ever BBYO meeting. How many people in this room know the name Isaac Chevron? 3? How do you know who that is?
Oh, so that's like not that as a kid.
Well, him and Ezra Hurwitz are the ones who got me to join BBYO.
Why did you do that?
To get me to come to a meeting, and I was a little shy 8th grader, and I did not want to come here at all. I just wanted to sit home, play video games, do nothing. So I don't know what exactly happened, but they tricked me to get into the car with my brother, and they drove me here and didn't tell me why I was here. And then I just ended up in a room full of a lot of people screaming random things, talking about golfers with dreadlocks. I was very confused, but I stuck around, fell in love, and here we are. But to keep this going fast and make me not cry, I'm just going to go through a list of names. Brendan George, Jonathan Pollock, Jordan Rastigard, Josh Freezer, Andrew Young, Richie Greenbaum, Ian Handler, Zach Alter, Jonathan Pollock, Jed Bergman, Josh Greenspan, Jake Lavery, Jerome Feller, Ryan Moraes, Max Gute, Gil Daniels, Justin Wexler, Brandon Host, Simon Schaefer, Jake Sadinsky, Ruben Kittrell, Zach Radin, Aaron Cooper, David Cohen, Josh Camp, Evan Hyman, and my brother, Jake Liddell. A lot of people. Takes a village to raise a child. Okay, I have something like to say to you all individually. Those of you who are look at me after I read this list of names. Sorry, Eitan Dubé, Aaron Potashnik, Andrew Weinstein, Claudia Tanner, Hudson Price, Shanique Hatz, Ari Gross, Julia Levine, Shayna Goldblatt, Neslo, Josh Greenberg, Zoe Cohen, Julia Arnovitz, Zaki Zuckerman, Will Cummins, Sunita Giacomo, Brian Lurie, Sam Kerr, Matt McGregor, Robin Karajik, Danny Goldblum, David Lang, Sava Lutvinsky, and
I wrote Ryan Larry twice.
I'll
say Ryan Larry. But I'll say Ryan Larry a third time in the room,
See, I don't have
3
to
times
speak.
together.
Is that better than not being
Azul was the 4th name I said.
No, I'm not talking about
No,
myself.
he
I'm talking
said-
about Marissa.
Marissa tried to get your attention so you could say her name.
You got the wrong seat, by the way.
Take your time, guys.
Okay. Okay.
See me later. And then for a lot of you people who are going to be in my future, I have goodies, a lot of shirts. So we get those at the end. I got a shirt for Zakate, Oren Gabe. Is that right? Sam Diamond, Sam Ademeyer, Liam Feldman, Simon Flaherty, Danny Carlson, Amy Walpo, Josh and Logan Turr, Jake Weisblatt, Nathan Douglas Hurd.
Douglas. I smell a new No.
He was here outside. I saw him.
He said Sam Teich, Jerome Rosenberg, and I gave you
Wait.
That was a lot of names. Can't sum up any of the emotions that I felt and how I feel about this organization that I've been through these past 4 years. But fraternally submitted with an undying love and dedication to Leviticus AZA Chapter 2, Grade 7. My forever remain, Olive Joshua.
By the power vested in me by BBYO, I now grant you your life membership.
But if I don't want.
His is still no.
Claudia, Ryan's is preserved.
Wow, I'm not judging you.
First off, I'm happy to say that I would call myself as with now. I'm very happy to have spent these past 4 years with you, and I really appreciate the time that we had together. Ray and Mara, I really appreciate the friendship that you guys share. A lot of people don't recognize like how much time you actually spend together. I'm saying this in like the most sincere and serious way possible. Some people don't have what you guys have, and I just really appreciate that. So, Adam, you're such a cool dude. You're really funny. I really appreciate all the times you've helped me out at Shook. And I can't recall a time where you came to convention on time, but that's quite all right. Aaron, I think a lot of what I wanted to say about you was said in my last good welfare, but for the public eye, I love you. I mean, you're one of my best friends. I've enjoyed like high school just as a whole together. I remember when Ian Handler named you Patachio, just like being proud to call myself your friend that had that nickname. So, Rip Patachio. Danny Goldblum. Bicultural was better with you. You're one of the funniest kids I know, and we didn't spend as much time as we should have throughout high school. That's all right. I appreciate everything you've done for me, and I'm just excited for you and your future. Marissa. I'm going back and forth.
This is gonna be like 8 times a minute.
So Marissa, I've known, I not well, but I knew Marissa for a pretty long time. When we were young, we went to Bethel together. So for me to have spent these past 4 years with you, and as of these past 2 years as well, we've gotten relatively close, or definitely closer than we have been. Just thank you for being a good friend, and thank you for these past 4 years. Gibbs. From Gibbs to Tonton Gabor to Curry, all your nicknames. You're the guy with the most nicknames that I've ever heard, and you're just, I don't know, like, what planet you came from. But you're very funny. You're definitely entertaining to watch and act as a human being. But I've known you for quite some time, and I'm happy and proud to see what you've done alongside me over these past 4 years. I mean, from my knowledge, you're definitely the best shliach that I've seen in any chapter or any region, just in general. So, good luck at UConn. And special thank you to your mom, because for those who don't know, I've been doing my internship at her spike store for these past 3 weeks and a day. And I hate high school. If you don't know me, I just couldn't stand it. It's the worst 4 years I've ever spent on this earth easily.
It's like I like
But Julie and the shop have been a really nice. I've really appreciated these past 3 weeks, and they've definitely been the best. This will be the best month I've spent over the past 4 years doing something that's cultivated into experience. So, Claudia, if you didn't go to bicultural, you didn't know that Claudia and I used to hate each other with a passion. Like, we almost threw hands once. I'm not kidding.
No, yeah.
But Claudia, you're really funny, and you're really fun to be around, and I thank you for being my friend over these past 4 years. Mr. Tur. No one has quite the cleft chin like you. I mean, I know it might sound redundant, but because I've been saying it to a lot of the people up here, but I really just appreciate you as a person, and you know what you've done over the past 2 years with me, and I'm really proud and happy to call you my friend. So thank you. Thank you, Sydney.
The only person to know.
I didn't know you as well. I didn't know you as well over these past 4 years as I started to become more of your friend this year. You're very funny, and I really enjoyed being around you when I was, and I'm sorry you couldn't have hung out more over these past 4 years. To Mr. Appel, I've known you almost as long as most of these guys up here who claim to have known you for the longest time. I don't know what they were talking about, but Josh is a very unique person, and the past year, senior year, has really been helped and aided by Josh's presence. He's really been one of my closer friends this year, after not spending so much time with each other, or as much as we used to at bicultural throughout the first 3 years of high school. So thank you very much. You made it just a little bit more bearable this year, and thank you for hanging out with me. To Mr. Greenberg. For those who don't know, Josh is the most interesting and incredible person I know. That doesn't, trump any friendships I have with anybody in this room, but when I talk with you, and it could be a serious or a non-serious conversation, I know it's the most genuine words I'm going to hear from anybody on this earth, and to be able to have someone I can talk to like that has been immense for me. I know that you think it's your fault. It's not. It's just It just is. It's not your fault. It's not anybody else's fault. But I appreciate you speaking to it. To my advisors, David Giver and David Klein. Not all of you know, and I'm not going to go in any detail actually, but David Klein has been such a good person, just wholehearted, and I really appreciate any advice or experiences I've gotten to share with him over these past 4 years. He wrote my college recommendation, and not many people get to see what people wrote about them for the college recommendation, but for whatever the reason, it went through me, and I was able to read it, and it was the nicest thing anyone has ever said about me, not just because it was a college recommendation, but because he genuinely cared about my well-being and my future. So to him, I would like to say thank you. To Dave Giver, knowing you has been quite an experience. I say that in the best of ways. I think that for you to share your story when you did those at that convention, and I believe you know what I'm talking about, was the most impressive thing I've seen from anybody in my entire life. I was not expecting it, and that was matured me and humbled me to just appreciate everything in life. And I hope everything works out the way it should for you, because you deserve it. I've been off script this entire time, so I just want to make sure I didn't listen to that.
Off script?
I just spoke. Sam Diamond, if you were a coin, you'd be a 50-cent coin. I'll start to wrap it up, but real quick, I quit football this year for BYO, and I wasn't sure for a long time if I made the right choice. I'm happy to say I made the right choice. I think that, and no offense to Neslo, but losing to Neslo and Matthew McGregor might have been the lowest point in my BYO. But he did a good job this year, so congratulations to him. I wish I could have led this chapter, but Aaron, you did such an amazing job. And to my parents, thank you for funding all of this crazy adventure. To everyone who's in this room who I haven't mentioned, being juniors and sophomores, if you want me to say something about you, I'll talk to you after. But I think that a lot of you remind me of what my grade looked like as a whole when we first entered BBYO. I'm talking about Eddie Weinstein, David Lang, us, Sava, and a few other guys who've gone missing, so to speak. I think that you guys carry an incredible spirit and a brotherhood that is unmatched. And I'm looking forward to your future, which is really cliche, but I really am. I want to see in 2-3 years when my brother comes along, what he can look forward to in the chapter. I think the last thing I want to say is that what we have here, the Tikvah and Leviticus bond, and for some of you, you may not feel like it's as strong as you think it, as I speak to it is, because you know, had somebody from the other chapter reach out to you, or you haven't really to know each other, but it's well worth it. Everyone on both sides, male and female, they're all great people. I've talked to many people at ICs and CLTCs and all that, all the international events about what they do with their brother and sister chapter. And the response is usually slim to none. They don't do much, or the other one is like not an active chapter or what, but the fact that we are the two strongest chapters in the region. And I've spent 4 years trying to figure out if that's true, because everyone says it before you, and you're just like, yeah, Levit, yeah. But with everything that's gone on around me, I've known a constant is Stanford, and a constant is Levit being great, and a constant is Tikvah being great, and I'm so appreciative of that. So all my younger members, just remember that. It's something that people say before you, but it's something you should enact and you should recreate, and you should keep the chapters going as strong as you can. Fraternally submitted with undying love and dedication to Leviticus AZA chapter 2387. I forever remain all thugs in Christ.
As the power vested in me by the I have actually like
You're doing it right? Yeah. I don't know how to use a lighter. I have a good gift for you, and you're the only one giving during my life. Okay. Okay, you can sit there. I was sit away. Okay, so I just find this really weird because I remember 4 years ago sitting downstairs in the auditorium listening to Lauren Schechter and Talia Wesley and all those people give their lives. Most of you don't know who they are, which is weird, but whatever. Huh? Okay, so I'm just gonna go right into it. My past: Alex Bergman, Andrew Young, Steph Hausman, Talia Wesley, Sam Schechter, Shane Lubiner, and Kat. So these are the upperclassmen I looked up to. Well, not Andrew. When I was an underclassman, they made me feel really welcome to BBYO. Also, shout out to Steph Hausman for convincing me to go to CLTC for 2015, maybe, and Perlman the following year. Ryan, you're cool. You love BBYO, which is cool. Cohen, I thought she'd be here, but she's great. She's watching. Okay, in that case, here's a bomb.com. What? She's a one viewer. Yeah, you're a one viewer. If you see me at your house, I'm probably using your fire pit. Aton, stop texting me. Don't be alarmed, it's just me. Also, shout out to your program that made the IC showcase, man. It's really cool, and we don't give you enough credit for that, so shout out to that. Okay, also, a huge shout out to my first board, the maybe 78th chapter board, which consists of Marissa, Maddie Cohen, Rachel Fotsky, Charlotte Freund, Cindy Lesser, Evie Welpo, and kind of Lily Wesley. So just a little bit about that, because that really sparked my interest in BYO. We started the year at 48 members and worked endlessly to hit 100. And of course, you cannot forget about the tattoos we celebrated with. This is the last one. That was fun. Also, go back to that year, our RLTI 2016, when we realized that 3-on-3 was our chapter numbers, 1, 2, 3, 3. That's so cool. Okay, anyways. And our prime recruiter, Marissa's mom, definitely could not have been close to 100 without her. That year was definitely my peak in BYO. Summer programs, IC, and all that. And March of the Living, I had the most amazing time. Still catching up on the work from that, but it's okay. Okay. Present, first, my parents were parents for paying for everything and all the support. Love you guys. Aton, Aaron, Andrew Young, Ray, Josh Greenberg, Hudson, Sam Turr, Danny. Yeah, I love you. It's been real. My BYO experience is definitely great with you guys. Sydney, thanks for being an OG. I'm never going to see you again. Yeah, just kidding. Next floor, see ya, Nola. 58, what a time. Red John chapter. Yeah, Marissa, not gonna lie, I have no clue what I'm gonna do without you next year. but it's a good thing in our calendar. We already have a FaceTime call for August 26th at 9 p.m. Don't you worry. Yeah, Marissa's taking you, so she's a loser. Anyway, you did an amazing job as Lucia. Aton, stop texting me. Also, like, keep this really low key, but one day Marissa and I went to fill a pool with cereal, so, like, we did that, but keep it low key, like, we don't want anyone knowing. Yeah. Also, so this is, like, my present / future. Brett, Sam, and Jacob, you guys are going to do big things to live it next year. Brett, okay, so, funny story. I just the other day I was taking out my unpacking my bag from RLTI, yeah, the one in August, and him and John decided to put like all the candies from the hotel in my bag. So these ones are for you. Oh, and I got you these flip flops I think I stole. The other ones later. Sam, I'm gonna miss tutoring with you every Monday and annoying Mike's the math god, probably do not know. Hi, Jacob. Jacob, you have a lit time at ILTC. That's what you're going on, right?
Yeah.
Oh, happy birthday. That was my favorite summer program, so I know you have an amazing time. Rachel, Evie, and Charlotte. You guys make UIO so much fun for me. You guys never fail to put a smile on my face, along with the trio. Evie, you're actually like so funny and the worst. Like, it's a combined thing. Rip 58. What a time to be alive. You're going to do an absolutely incredible job at Lucia. I can't wait to continue baking with you because we're just too good. Definitely better than Rachel at baking. Also, don't eat too much ramen without me, especially with Sarah missing nuggets like that. Charlotte, your random comments make me laugh all the time. Throwback to when you made Evie and I cooked together at that like cooking thing we went to. And Evie and I actually made food that was not edible. Okay. Evie made food that was not edible. You're gonna do an incredible job at Shlicha. Rachel, well, up until now I was gonna say good luck in Spanish without me next year. But as of today, you decided to be multivariable instead. I don't know why. But I guess good luck with that. You're my favorite counterpart, but don't tell anyone. We know you're going to continue to make Tikvah strong. Our Spanish cookie video will go down in history. It's really funny. If anyone wants to watch it, we watch it today. Don't worry. Yeah. Okay. Now my like real other future. Lewis. Here goes to you. Lewis is going to do big things next year. I can already tell. It's going to be regional goals. Yeah. I don't think he knows what that is, but it's okay. Have my claw if you decide to go. J-Dog Young, you're the best dancer around. Well, second best, because I'm the best. Just kidding. I guess you're alright. I'm so happy you like your UIO, and I can't wait to see all that you do in the years to come. Zach. Olivia. Don't have too much fun at the gym without me. Have fun getting rides there because I won't be there. You're gonna have a fun time on regional boards, or at least I hope you do. Stay on it. Don't like. Oh, you're not Zach. That's Zach. I was looking at Brett. Okay. Don't plan on doing anything stupid because that's not good. Olivia. Best little ever. She's gonna do something next year. I'm excited for that. Her lunch dates at me to coach all the time. Okay, so funny story. I was looking through my prom and stuff yesterday to see like what to like give away and everything. I found these 2 lights I stole from the Perlman tree. Like these 2. So I wanted to give them to you for like no reason, but maybe you could like put them back on the tree. It's as if like I never stole them to begin with. So I'll give this to you later. Yeah, there's okay. Never mind. I'm so excited you're gonna have fun. I stole that too. You're gonna have the most amazing time. That was probably the best 6 weeks of my life. I'm so excited that yours is Sarah next year and you're gonna do incredible things. Sarah's not here, and Zoe. You guys are the goats. Zoe, good luck on regional board. I know you have a pretty bad toe, but like. Just kidding, it's Zach. He's good. A bad smelling toe. No, it's okay. You guys are gonna be. You guys are the dream.
Tick tock.
Okay, but you guys are gonna be great together. It might get a little like hectic at times, but like remember to breathe. It's like I did it. World star. Sarah, just going to see love her for that. Molly, also not here, but her speech will go down in history. Carly Fine, welcome to the Mitt Mom Genghis. You're gonna do an amazing job next year, and I can't wait to see all that you do. Everyone's names I'm saying. I have shirts for everyone, by the way, except for you, Zach. Jaden is not here, but she's so funny. She's gonna do incredible things in and out of BYO, and I can't wait for her to visit me and not Sydney. Also, shout out to Jocelyn Lister, Jordan Malish, Shanna Bond, Andrew Young, Sydney Greenberg, Calvin Young, Haley Chull, Georgia Bear, Ricky Price, Carly Diamond, Molly Hers, Oren Gabay, Sydney Even, Andrew Young, Emma Goldberg, Ashley Shapiro, Jay Dog Young again, Michaela Roth, and last but not least, Andrew Young. Continue to stay active in BYO. Have fun with the time you have left because it goes by really quick. Also, whoever has the pool, I think it's Sydney Greenberg, but I'm not sure. Like, please do something good with it. She's like, you know, like cereal, but that's the one. Okay. Also, like, I was just looking through my phone, and then really quick, I was like looking through like my funny experiences. I'm just gonna like name a few. Evie eating the ramen powder, Margaret Mead, Law 2018, the best convention ever. Marissa's My Nicia, Hartford Wolfpack, Real Tide, You're Amazing, Boom Roasted. Marissa will be remembered for Cereal Pool. Is that really a bad thing? Stan Vegas Region, 78, Clean My Deck from Gutter Sundays. Thanks, Tyler, that was the worst. Tootsie Rolls, Tattoos, and Breaking the Boardroom Door. Yeah. Oh, God. I didn't know he was coming, but I had to say it. Yeah, so you guys have fun. And yeah.
Alliance is a student.
Power Vested in Me by BYO.
Okay, there's like 4 back here. There's 3 back there. Guys, you're so stupid. No, lighter. Where's the lighter? I'm gonna get started. Okay. 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 My past, I'm gonna dedicate to my brother Andrew, who got me involved, and really made it seem like disliking BBYO wasn't a thing. It didn't even occur to me that BBYO would be something that I didn't like, and he was a big reason for that. I also want to dedicate my past to the people that made me not feel like Andrew's little sister. And those people are Hannah Katz, Alex Bergman, Steph Hausman, Maddie Cohen, and Ryan Maris. And of course, the person that recruited me, Margaret Mead, she was friends with Danny's sister. And the last person for my past is the woman that cut my hair sophomore year. It was like a 4-inch difference. Best haircut I ever had. Okay. So for my present, for anyone that doesn't know, Stanford High does not have that many Jewish people. Just they're all like North Stanford. So BBYO has really given me an opportunity to make a lot of Jewish friends that I wouldn't have made otherwise. So I want to dedicate my present to this year's and last year's board. It's been so great to work with all of you, and it's been so much fun. And I'm glad I got to spend my last year on board with you guys. I actually have right here all of my regional friends. Oh wait, I have no regional friends. But it's not a bad thing. Like, I am very happy at BBYO. So don't, I mean, like make regional friends, but like if you don't, not the end of the world. Sydney, I'm jealous that you and Claudia get to be together next year. I can't wait to come visit you guys, and I'm so excited that I got to be on board with you for the past 2 years. I've really enjoyed working with you and becoming your friends. Merritt and Ray, I'm really glad you guys decided to join BBYO. Ray, I walked up to you at your first meeting and asked if you were a freshman. And I'm glad that you weren't, because I'm glad that we got to be juniors and seniors together. Mara, I'm glad that you came back after paper school and we got to be friends again. Hudson, thanks for keeping me company in the car this weekend. It was a fun time.
I'm comfortable.
So sketchy.
No, because I
We left our hammock at home. So she had to take
I brought a hammock and then I forgot part of it. So husband brought
Okay.
Also, yikes, okay. Mel, is she still? Yeah.
Oh, she is.
Oh yeah. Shout out you too.
I'm so glad that you guys, came to all of our bunch of our programs. We really enjoyed having you, and everyone come to her going away party on Wednesday, June 20th at 7 p.m. Right, 7. Yes, put it in your calendars. And Claudia and I can't wait to come visit you in Israel.
We're studying abroad there.
Also for my present, kind of my prom dates, Aaron and Josh. Not sure which one. That's my future. Josh, thanks for saying that I was your date. Prom, Aaron.
Thanks for not making it through the door.
Thanks for saying that we can be friends next year. I can't wait to visit you too. Claudia. So Claudia and I were FaceTiming earlier today, and she said that because we were both giving life today as opposed to regional life when I didn't, it would be a contest to see who could say something nicer about the other person. I think I win, but so last year Claudia referenced something about us not being friends by senior year, and then I cried for a long time. But I'm so glad that we still are friends. Claudia and I met as CITs at the GCC.
Here.
And being a CIT is actually the worst thing ever, if anyone has been. But the good thing that did come out of it was my friendship with Claudia. But really, you've been such an incredible friend over the past few years, and I don't know what I'm going to do without you. Okay, my future, Rachel. I'm so excited that you're in ASIA next year, and I really could not be more confident leaving Tikvah in your hands. I'm so happy that we've become such good friends throughout BBYO, and I really owe all of that to BBYO. Zach, thanks for making fun of me at the gym. I went to the gym twice for the first time in like ever. Zach made sure I knew. And Claudia, they both made fun of me for a long time. But thanks for that, making me uncomfortable. Sam, Jacob, and Brett keep Stan Vegas alive. It's a big responsibility, but I trust you to do it. Evie, okay, we keep talking about the ramen powder, but you know, like that fruit punch stuff that you add to a water bottle and then shake it. Like Evie did that with ramen powder. Yeah, like the chicken packet. Evie, my favorite thing that Evie's ever said to me was when she was complaining about Sarah and no one I've been watching. And she said, I don't know why she kept getting so mad at me. All Claudia was doing was feeding me raw ramen from across the table during a business meeting, like reaching over her and then feeding her ramen. Yeah. I say keep doing it. Olivia, I feel like you're not gonna watch this, but definitely not. Yeah. My actual prom date, Lewis. Yeah. Lewis. Like Claudia said, big things. Like one convention, and then that's how you're gonna go out. The scavenger hunt winners, Carly and Charlotte. I think you guys have the pool.
No, they don't, because Carly didn't want to keep it.
Oh,
Oh wait, do you have it? Yeah, it's here.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
it's here? No, yeah, I took it from Sydney.
Okay. Well, something cool. I'm excited that you guys won it. I'm also really excited that you're going to be on board together next year. I feel like big things are coming with you guys. Shira, I'm so excited that you're on regional board. You getting elected, I think, was like favorite BYO thing ever. Yeah, I'm so excited for you. Sydney, even, I love spending time with you at all of our programs, and I really cannot wait to see what you do with BYO and Tikvah, because I know that whatever you do, it's really going to be amazing. Tomorrow, I know that you can come tonight, but if you're watching, I hope that you continue to be a role model to everyone else in the chapter. Zoe and Sarah, I'm so glad I got to be on board with you this year, and I can't wait to see what you do. Molly Herkis, write as many speeches next year as possible. To Molly Hers and Carly Diamond, I know what it's like to be the sister of a boy in Levit. And please, like, continue to be yourselves and just do whatever you can to like make your presence known and stuff like that. It can be really hard, but BBYO is such a great place to do that. To next year's board, Rachel, Sarah, Carly, Charlotte, Molly, Haley, Emma, Ashley. I'm so confident with Tikvah's future, knowing that you guys are going to be the leaders on board, and to everyone else that won't be on board, that doesn't mean that you can't be a leader, and I can't wait to see what you guys do, because yes, you can. Okay, the rest of my future goes to Sydney Greenberg, Jaden Lesser, Haley, Carly, Jordan, Malice, Gabby Pines, Riley Walker, Abby Wexler, Jocelyn Lister, Shayna Vaughn, Maya Watson, Michaela Roth, and Sophie Gallinan. Also, Jeremy, like I said, it's hard being a sibling, but I'm glad that you don't really seem to care about that, and that you can be yourself here, and I'm really excited to see what you're going to do. So thank you to everyone who has kept me here throughout this whole time, and to my parents for supporting me. You guys really such a great place, and I can't wait. To everyone, and by everyone, I mean Aaron. Rob! And I'm done.
Amen.
By the power vested in me by BBYO, and have grant choose your life membership.
Like, I don't know why this is on.
You have -6.
I'm gonna go quick.
Oh my, one more.
All right, it's lit. Shut up. Okay. I'm gonna try and do this quick because I know everyone probably wants to leave. So real quick, I'll just go through some names from my past. So Freezer, Esgar, Jerome, Pollock, Ian, Jed, AY, Richie, Max, Raiden, Ryan, Lavery, Evan, Aaron Cooper. Most of those were in the chapter, and then Aaron Cooper wasn't. Aaron Cooper, if you guys don't know, he was the gag. Was it 2 years ago now, I guess? And he was the Madrid head. What do they call it? Madrid at my CLTC in 2016, and I talked to him a lot there, and a lot of I think about BBYO in general is because of him, and kind of CLTC. I kind of the way that you're with people constantly and the closest now you feel to those people there. That's a really special thing, and the way that the closeness in BBYO as a whole, and he kind of showed me that. So big props to him, and just everyone else from the past. A lot of great individual memories with everyone that I've been thinking of tonight and recently, and I'm sure I will remember for a long time. So, my present, everyone up here with me. I won't do individual things because most of you have said something about me, so I'm just going to say that I feel the same way about you. You're all really great people, and I'm really, really glad that I got to spend my senior year with you. I think that although we were a close chapters before this year, I think that this year we kind of stepped it up to a whole nother level, and I think that's a really great thing, and I'm very hopeful that can continue in years to come. And then some other people who aren't up here right now: Eddie, Lang, Saba. I don't know. That's not Gabe. I talked to Gabe like 2 times in my life, to be honest. A lot of my younger, like when I was a freshman and a sophomore at BBYO, I kind of talked to them a lot, although I haven't gotten to more recently, but I still cherish the times that we had. I should have written this down. I should think of a better way to say this. Like, even though they aren't here, that doesn't diminish the time that they were here. And I'm still really appreciative that we got to spend the time together that we did. Yeah, that's that. So I talked a little bit about CLTC. So a big part of my BBYO experience has been international as well. So I kind of have two separate, they're not very integrated, but so you guys, you all know each other, but I'm also have a lot of really good friends internationally that I talk to very often, some of my best friends in the world. And so that's something that so the way that I know that I'll be able to stay in touch with you guys, and the way that I know that our relationships we're still staying in contact and everything is because I feel a very similar way about you guys in the way that I feel about international friends. So I know that we'll be able to stay in touch and to talk about whatever the way that we have the past 4 years. So yeah. To my advisors, or I guess just my one advisor now, Rick Klein. So Klein, while he couldn't be here, and I don't know if he's probably busy, but maybe we'll watch this later or something. David Klein is one of the most genuine, like sort of the way that Hudson spoke about Josh Greenberg before, like the way that I kind of feel a similar way. I know that's weird, but like the way that they're so genuine, and like the way that you can talk to them is so open, and like have such real conversations with them. Something that may be hard to find, especially outside of this organization, just in general. I really appreciated being able to talk about whatever, and just have random conversations and learn about different things. So he's taught me a lot, and I'm gonna miss both of you. But yeah. Okay. Tyler, do you know about the pool? About our
The
pool?
cereal pool? What?
No one cares about your cereal. Do you know about our pool? Because we just figured out that we're not sure if you know anything.
No.
You do know everything?
No, he doesn't.
No, he's lying. He's bluffing.
All right, well, if he knows everything, then we don't have to tell him about it.
No, tell him.
We need to know.
All right. So at Spring Convention, we kind of recreated the pool with the water, not cereal, in our hotel room.
Wait, does he know about the other pool?
Yes.
So 3 years ago, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Wait.
Will Melvin?
No, it's not. Okay, wait. Let me go quick. So we did that, and we never told that. Since we're done now, we should tell you.
It's not good.
Yeah, we had a grill too. We grilled up some sausages.
And the pizza you guys stole.
And burgers. And we ate them with Krispy Kreme donuts.
Ew!
It was probably one of the best hamburgers I've ever had on my life. So yeah, we don't really tell you about that. That's it. All right, I'll move to my future. So some names: my brother, Zach, Oren, the Hermans, Ethan Moskowitz, who hasn't been mentioned but should be, even though he's not here. Sam Teich, the Essenfelds, Loves, DJ Squared, Sam Diamond, Hers,
Lewis.
Will. I'm saving it Lewis for last. Jeremy. Who else here? Andrew Goldberg. I think that might be everyone in the room. And more people who are not in the room. You guys have a big opportunity as you get older in BBYO to kind of create the environment that you want in BBYO. Maybe that being on board, and especially as president, is I kind of got to what I wanted of this chapter and of the year. I think that's something that's in general for BBYO is it is what you want it to be, because there's so much that you can get into, and different parts of BBYO that are there's really something for everyone. So just take advantage of every second, because there's a lot less than you think. Yeah. Okay, Lewis. I dedicate my future to you. My whole future. I actually take back all the other ones. Lewis, you're my everything. Maybe you could have been up here with us, but next year I'll watch yours.
Me too.
I won't be here.
You better make him be here, and I'll watch yours.
Kallah 2019.
Shout out to my parents for paying for everything. Honestly, it's a ridiculous
It's a year of college.
Yeah, a year of college probably.
So that's it.
Amen.
Peace out, guys. If you ever want to hang out over the summer or something, I have literally nothing to do for a lot of the summer. I really need a job, but while I don't have one, I have a lot of free time, so hit me up. Fraternal men with an undying love and dedication to Leviticus AZA Tikvah 237. I forever remain.
BBYO is expensive.
By the power vested in me by BBYO, I now grant you your life membership in your campus.
Oh, we have shirts and stuff.
Yeah, stay.
Lights.